Hi everybody, hopefully we are connected this time. We went live, but it didn't do what it was supposed to do. So, I'm going to wait a couple seconds to make sure that I can see some comments before we continue to make sure that we are actually connected. Okay, it looks like we're good. So, today we have a really beautiful theme and have a really pretty paint technique that we are going to show you using the glazes. So I'm super excited to show you guys that. It is so beautiful. It is very, very on point for the Ice Fairy theme. So I'm excited to show you guys that. I'm used to having you guys here already because we normally get our little preload in there.
Right?
So quiet now.
And I'm
Oh, there's Peggy.
I also can't concentrate on reading the comments right now because I'm doing what I usually do in the countdown I'm doing right now. So just
We have
trying to
Taj, we have Pam. We have 3 people so far, so it makes me feel better that we have some people in here now. Gotta give you guys the satisfying crack. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jean. It is a thrifted sweater.
Which thrift shop did you get that one at?
The Savers one?
Savers.
Yeah. Okay, looks like we finally have some ladies coming in here, a good amount of people. Just to refresh in case you missed what I said. Our theme today is Ice Fairy. I'm going to show you a really cool effect to get this really beautiful frosted look for your pieces. You're definitely going to want to pick up the pack today. Actually, let me pop that right up for you guys. You're definitely going to want to get this, and you're definitely going to want to do the whole new effect. Is that under new?
Yes, everything's under new today. The only thing I didn't link up was the leather, because it's not new. But
okay, this is our limited edition pack. It's perfect for the season. It's perfect for this entire winter season because it's not even that Christmassy. It's just wintry. And let me see if we... I don't have a big picture of this, but I do have all of the pieces here, which I will show you in a second. But this, believe it or not, I don't know if you guys saw any of the photos, it started off completely brass. So we're going to get rid of all of the warmth in this, with the exception of a couple of the highlights in there, and make it frosted. This is a very feels like a very me kind of theme. Frosted, frosting,
yes.
Wintry.
Yeah. It's very much like the one Barbie movie.
It's Princess Pegasus.
Yes, Princess and the Pegasus.
And then they have she has the little polar bear. But this is the color that we started with. And if you didn't already see, let me flip my little fairy up. This is what we're going to get, which I can't even do this
when you
justice.
turn it to the side, you can see some of the color reflection.
We can get it this way.
Yeah,
too.
that way is really good, and that way kind of reflects the blue in the light. But if you turn it towards the window side or the natural light side, you can really see some of the dimension. But how does it show under the camera?
Yeah,
I'm
gonna show them that. Give me 1 second. I need to disconnect this camera and try and reconnect it because it's not connecting to my camera for whatever reason.
So you've seen the fairy in this before in art metal, but with this pack she's in brass, which gives it with the ability to have her in brass, it gives it a little bit of that warmth shining through on her, and then also I think it's a little thicker in that metal. than the art metal
she
ones.
definitely is,
right?
quite a bit thicker.
So, like with the art metal pieces, those are iron-based, like a steel-based metal. And so that's a much harder metal. So when you stamp out of that, the actual stamping has to be a lot thinner.
Sorry guys, I need to reconnect this camera and it's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Ooh, Peggy says, Ains, are you implying that you have an icy cold heart?
No.
Warm heart, but...
Warm heart. My username, my internet username for my social media is the two extremes, polar hugs. So, cold as in polar bears and warm as in hugs because I'm so nice. Okay, finally have our camera. So let me show you this and let me try and get a little bit better view. There is the original.
Yes, and also these, the reason that we did these, some of these, we do them as bundles.
Ooh, that's a pretty good view. You guys see that iridescent
I'm
glow?
excited to see how it close up.
You see that iridescent glow in there? All the colors are here. Like, you see all of these colors. The blue, the purple, the other shade of blue, because we have the aqua as well in here.
That is giving it a really nice view.
It still is even more beautiful in person, as always. It doesn't quite show just how glowy it is, but that is a fairly good representation. At least you guys are kind of getting the idea for it.
Yeah, it was really hard to capture in the photo. You kind of get the idea, but so pretty. Cheryl says, hi everyone, speaking of ice, tonight's low is 1 degree. Where are you, Cheryl?
Wow. Cold. And then we have a cuff this time. This cuff is so pretty. Look at that.
Yeah, so that one's a little bit different than the ones that we've sold. There's an embossed pattern in it. And so, yes, when we do really complex designs, to give the warehouse a break, we do we do bundles instead of kits because, yes. Oh my gosh, I think I would cry if I had to kit this out.
Yes. Do that. We also have this piece in here, which I actually turned into a ring. Look at
which,
this,
yeah,
guys.
I thought a good alternate to that would be doing the exact same thing as a bracelet. If you're not a ring person.
Type of person.
I think you could do your exact effect there on it as a, just curve it and do your viney wrappy thing.
We have this in the cuff. And we also have it in the necklace, choker necklace. Then we have this branch, which is actually hiding right into that necklace here. It's one of the components. Really beautiful. This is a thick piece as well. Very sturdy. And then, like we said earlier, we have her, and she is heftier than the one you're probably used to seeing from us.
Yeah, just a little bit more substantial.
Yes. And the grooves are definitely deeper, which does make a difference actually in painting processes. Okay, let me move this out of the way because this background we decided is not the best.
But we didn't want to ruin the setup.
Yeah. I was a little slow today, actually. It's my fault. We didn't have time to swap things around a lot. I did not know. Sometimes, guys, I have no perception of time. And in my head, I had only taken 20 minutes to get ready, and that was not
By the way,
case.
you're not dual.
I know I'm not.
Okay.
I was only showing under the...
Yeah. I'm just saying while you're talking to them, you're not on there yet.
Ooh, do you want to maybe bring the blue background? I think that might look good.
This is, neutral is better. Just give you the stand, the nifty one.
Look how big this is. Give me a second, guys. I have to This stone is never easy to pick up. It's like so awkward every single time. Okay, here we go. Just that. Something under here. Also, guys, we do have a bead pack as well, so I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to show you the picture as well. So does this have everything they need, or should they buy multiples?
If they want to make the projects you did, there's enough of everything in there, and then some.
So this is just only showing the beads. It's not a quantity representation.
What are you showing?
The bead mix.
Oh no, the bead mix is, yes, it has everything. Has everything you need to make it, not and then some. I thought you were doing the findings pack.
No.
And actually, I have the real one laid out there for you, which I thought you could show.
Yep. Okay, let me switch over, guys.
So they can see kind of a little bit more IRL. Okay, I mean, I guess it's not IRL. It's not really in real life, but in action.
So here is all the beads here. Look how pretty.
Really great deal. Only $9, guys. I mean, there's tons of, it's all check and vintage, and then there's a few like newly made acrylic bells in there because I felt like those really just kind of nailed this theme.
Also, these actually do something to them. So, just a little warning. They're low on resin, so if you really like our resin, you might want to get it now. Because we really use the resin in this one. I resin this entire outside of it to make it like a softer kind of look. So there's a quick sneak peek of that. Wow. Already so much better with this background.
I know. It's just, so the iPhones are great, but they do like overcorrect the white balance when you have a light background. So it makes it really hard to see. So if you guys are getting bored of the gray background, we're sorry.
Wow, look at this, guys. Look at this. Let me know when you're caught up, because it shows so much better. That's so crazy. It's so pretty.
Yeah, you definitely can see.
Oh. The only thing is this edge is sticking up. It's very difficult to lay it out.
Aw, Peggy, big hugs to you. Definitely want to brighten your day. Welcome, Chris.
Now you guys have to see all of these on this background
Yeah,
for
they'll
obvious
look
reasons.
better.
You can actually tell how glowy they are. Here's what I was talking about with that bead. It's completely resined on the outside, and I made it a little frosty as well.
So pretty.
And then our ring. Okay. Bringing back to me. Do you want to fix that? All right. So now we can. What would you guys like to start with? The painting, I'm guessing, or should we go over construction?
I think let's do the painting. Let's do your paint effects because we're gonna have to let those dry to do the top coats on those two pieces.
Oh, you're gonna show that? I thought we were just gonna tell them.
Just one of them. So if you want to do two pieces simultaneously, do the leaf and maybe this.
The woman.
This one.
Oh, you wanted that one's harder to do.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever's easier for you. What were your challenges with it so people know?
It's just because it's more dimensional. It takes more time because it's more dimensional.
Gotcha. You know what I'm gonna do, actually? Well, since we need these out of the way, I'm gonna put these on. That looks really good on your sweater, actually. And do you want to wear these too?
Yeah, that's fine. I've been fighting, guys, my best to make sure I do not get sick. What's that stuff you had me take? I've taken it twice now.
Zicam.
Yeah, I took Zicam, and then a few days later I took Zicam again. Trying to scare it off. Cannot. This is the worst season to possibly get sick for me. Alright, remove this. Take that. Alright, so our very first step for these pieces is we're actually going to start with our pale blue. And I'm going to let you know you do need to be more patient with this process. I definitely recommend doing multiple at a time as long as they're similar size. I wouldn't do this like big leaf. I would just like, if you're going to do more than one at a time, keep it to the same kind of piece to make sure that you're not having any problems with it.
I'm gonna wipe that little, let me get you that thing. Just wipe that little speck off.
I already wiped it off.
Okay.
It wasn't attached.
It was loose.
It wasn't attached. So our very first step is the pale blue in our glazes. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to completely smother this because we really want to get it into the grooves. So I'm going to add a generous amount. We need to make sure that we get a good layer. We will be doing this again later. And then I'll spread it out. I'm just going to use my silicone brush because it won't absorb any of that.
Are you gonna need the heat tool?
In a little bit, not at this very second. So honestly, when you're doing this project, I would really recommend you have another project that's just sitting right next to it so that you can work on something else while some of these things are drying.
Yeah, I kind of figured that we could, as your layers dry, then we could talk about construction.
Yeah.
And other things.
So
just to
I'm
get it
spreading
started.
this out. I'm going to add a little more. It's best to just you be patient with this one's process if you want to have the best effects, just because you really do want it to get nicely into those grooves. So don't be afraid to pull some other stuff out while you work on it.
And we did create a paint effects set. Patina Effects.
Let me pop that up for you guys in just a second here.
We like to create these specialty sets to make it easier to reference what's in them, and then also for easy shopping if you don't already have the full collection.
Thank you, Chris. I like whipped this makeup out of my butt. Like
Not literally. Figuratively.
I took like barely any time. I was like, oh, and then I messed up part of it because I dropped my brush and it fell into my sink and there was little water droplets and it got on there and I went to put it back on and I didn't realize it actually had gotten water and it like completely smudged it, so I had to restart my entire under eye portion.
Ooh. I did mine icy today too.
So
I was feeling inspired by the theme.
We're gonna just let this accumulate into those grooves, and I'm gonna make sure this one gets nice and spread out on here. Oops. Well, this is fine. And then I'm gonna show you guys a couple construction things while this settles into the pieces. And we will absorb this in a second. I just want it to get a little more contacted because I don't want it to absorb up. If we went in right away, we would probably lose out on a lot of the details that we want to have, and that's why we're just letting it sit there and soak.
If we want, we could do, now did you do the leaf before? Did you paint it and then make it into the ring?
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm not
let's
gonna
just
paint
show-
it this time.
let's just go into the demo for that one. We can just move your mat over, and then just trade.
I don't want that.
Okay, what are you gonna do? Oh, another. I'll just give you another.
Yeah, because I don't want to get paint on
silicone
that
mat.
on accident. That would be.
I'll just give you one of these and just use the back of it.
It's very dirty.
Very
Don't
dirty
wash
on the
any
other
mats.
side.
We have a bunch of extra.
We do actually. I just don't feel like cutting one in half at the moment.
Okay. So, let me
Real
think about
estate
this for a
is
second.
at a premium
Yeah,
in
I
here.
did, and I do want to talk about this really quickly before I get into this. You're gonna notice it's the same exact effect that I'm about to show you, but I did add little resin droplets as like dew. So look at that, little dewdrops in there, very nutcrackery dewdrop. So just little blobs there, and I added resin. Also, the beads are all resin to there as well. I didn't want anything to poke your finger, so that's why we have resin there. And then I wanted to make sure this could fit literally anybody, so that's why I have the wire here. This is my size, obviously, but you can make it larger for your ring size if you just add a little bit longer piece of wire.
And then if you want to adapt to make this a bracelet, which is probably what I would do, honestly,
Then you're just simply wrapping it.
then you're just going to do this less curved, right? Same design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be barely curved.
I just love the effect you did with the little dewdrops on there too.
Yeah, I think they're really cute. And then I did add iridescent violet to each of the dewdrops, just like a thin, small layer with my silicone brush to make them stand out ever so slightly.
And I'm guessing you used the cylinder pot pliers.
Yeah, I did, and my chain nose. It's very important that you use your chain nose for this because it's not going to want to bend. These are very sturdy, and if you just use the cylinder pliers, it's going to want to, like, be boxy, if that makes sense. So, like, when you fold it, and you'll see in a second, it's going to be boxy.
So you have to keep adjusting.
Yeah. I'm going to switch back over, though.
Oh, you ready for the paint?
I'm gonna see how it's doing. I did a couple times where I did the layer
Gotcha.
and absorbed, and so it feels about like the right amount of time. Pull this back over. I'm sure you guys can see that. All right. And then we're gonna take, can you cut some paper towels? I can use this one for now, but we don't have any.
Do you know where the scissors are?
No, I do not.
Then I might have to rip some for you.
I think they're probably on the ground or in the tray.
Neither, but that's okay. I'll just tear some for you.
So I'm going to start to absorb this with the corner. The tear is just not going to be very good because it's hard to absorb.
Use the finished side ones.
Just going to absorb some of the stuff off the top. And
So anywhere it's like super puddling.
yep.
Well, you can probably take that.
Oh yeah, paint set.
Mm-hmm.
So any of the big puddles, and then I'm going to try and get underneath the side here where it's kind of pooling underneath. I'm going to try and pick this up and absorb some of that as well.
And then when it's not puddling, do you usually use your heat tool?
Yeah, so now that I like where this is sitting, I do go in with my heat tool at this point. But I do need to get my other one absorbed because I don't want to accidentally, like, hit this guy with my heat tool and lock it in like this. That would be no bueno. So we're going to absorb some of this guy out. What are you laughing at? What did somebody say?
Okay, so no, so there's a comment on YouTube, and it's a lot like the comments that you get on your social channel.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that it would be funny for you to share. Maybe we can do this after you're done with this technique, so we're not interrupting it. About the guy's side of Instagram.
Oh.
It was just making me laugh because I was thinking about that.
Okay, just gonna absorb the underneath of this. So don't want to stick it to here. Pick some of that up. Now I'm gonna bring in the heat tool at this point. Heat tool is obviously not necessary as always. If you have the patience of a saint, you can continue to wait for that thick puddle to dry. But it'll take a while because it is pretty thick.
Yes, we don't have patience of a saint. Not even approaching.
Well,
patience.
I maybe do, but like obviously
Not
on
for
the
that.
camera.
Not when you can skip it, right?
Well, yeah. So, holding it from a good distance. Can you maybe show them this distance for anybody who's new? Just angle the camera down. You can zoom in. I'll turn this around for you.
There we go.
So we're just keeping this far away, otherwise we might end up with bubbling. And for this technique, we don't want that. And I'm using it on the lower setting. So this guy I'm going to pull to the side because it is dry, but this one is not. In some places. It's partially dry, but some of those thicker pools still. It's lazy. Okay. I'm going to let the rest of this dry. We're going to talk about the ring for a second because I do want my pieces to cool down. We are not doing our hot fuse technique today.
No heat fuse. Although, I mean, it could kind of work. Maybe.
It wouldn't be blendy, and that's the issue.
Okay, so.
Okay, we're going to bring back our piece over here, and we're going to start the curving technique. Personally, my finger is just about this smaller size, so I'm gonna work with this size. I would just work with whatever size is closer to your fit, and whether you want to make it smaller from the larger or bigger from the smaller, I feel like maybe start with this size if you're working with a larger ring size, because I think it'll be a little bit easier to make it smaller.
For you, I noticed because I was making this ring to your size, I used the small barrel.
Yes.
For me, I use the large barrel.
Yes. Yeah. So depending on your ring size, we're gonna pick whatever size is closer.
Yeah. So if you're under like a size 6, definitely use the smaller one. I use the smaller one a lot to start mine too, even though mine is like, I usually like to use it on my index finger, which is an 8. But
Like you said, Jean Beadsmith has a holder for pliers that I saw advertised on YouTube today.
yeah, I told her to send us the link.
Yeah. So maybe we should, that's also a good tip for the other designers, so I just wanted to point that out. And also, very great tip for us, you do not want to see what the tools look like on this table. And it's always very frustrating for me. Because it's like, I'm like, I have no place to put them. Like the other day it got so messy in here, I was losing it. My mom's like, no, just let me clean it. I'm like, no, I need to just like get this under control.
Peggy, you can just DM us with it right here. That way everybody, any one of us can go in and check it out.
So we're going to bend using this, but you're going to notice right away, look at it just wants to bend on the stem portion. And that is why we have our chain nose out. I'm actually going to start in the middle. It's going to be a little bit easier to achieve the bend that I want. And we're going to start bending it around. Slowly but surely. And it's gonna look a little awkward until we go in with our pliers. If we want to make it bigger as well, I straighten this a little bit. So I just move this up so it's not going down and it's going across instead of at an angle. So it's starting to look like this, but the shape is very rough, and this is where we're gonna go in with that chain nose.
I feel like as well, if you were worried about any of these things being pokey, right, after you've made your ring, now this would be at your final stage, I think you could fill the back and the back side of it with resin.
Also, the other thing is that I think I did do is I did take this and I just like.
Oh yeah. So before making the ring,
yeah,
it's
it's still not that rough, but just to really smooth it out.
I think what I would do if I was going to wear it as a ring is just coat the inside of it with resin, and then that'll take care of any like little bumps that you leave with the wire or that type of thing.
Yep. So we're just shaping that out, and now we're starting to notice this is becoming a curve.
Lisa, we appreciate your usual dedication. She said, I'm back. Sometimes you have to stop caring and get a shower. How late was it last night? We were watching this K-drama together, which was highly entertaining. Just really funny. And I don't even know how many episodes we watched in one go. A lot.
And Xavier, he tries to act like he really is into them because he's always watching them with my mom. He acts like he's not into them. He's like, this is dumb. And then he's like...
Wait, it's so
what's
funny.
Going on?
No, it's so funny to watch your dad and Xavier watch like the Hallmark ones together too. And if Xavier's been out of the room and he's like, wait, what's her deal or what's his deal or like what's going on? It's so funny.
So I'm gonna go through and fold each of these petals so that they're not sticking out and that they are curved.
Oh, good question. So Christine says, will the resin crack while you're bending? Now, you didn't resin it until after, right? But you painted it?
Correct.
Yes.
I painted it first, and then I did my resin after.
Yes.
So definitely don't do the resin first. It might pop off because you're bending the leaves.
Yes, so yes, it would. That would be a good
And I also put my wire on first before I added my resin.
Yeah, last step in the whole process would be the resin.
Place the paint on the resin.
Yeah. Yep. Excellent question.
Also, do notice that when I grip this, I'm gripping the leaf specifically and not just bending because otherwise it's going to do the same thing and bend at the stem. So we want to hold somewhere that is not the stem to make sure that it's bending the leaf and not at the stem because that will just weaken our piece further. So keep that in mind. All right. Do this other side here.
Guys, if I miss any of your comments, I am multitasking over here and making my poinsettia project.
I have made a really cute project as part of one of my friend's Christmas
Ooh, what is it?
presents. It's a bracelet. I'll maybe post that later. It's in my car, so it's not here. But it's just kind of like, it'll be good because of, as an example of things you can do with stuff that's just laying around. Because everything that I used was just like, none of the painted pieces, so don't think that. But it was just like scattered on our table. So it was all from that. But I think it is very her still.
Yes, Lisa, exactly. She said, I was thinking resin fill and even tip the leaves to create greater comfort. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
You could put little dewdrops on the ends
Just
of the
a
leaves.
reminder too, you'll want to make it slightly larger as your resin's going to take up more space.
Mm-hmm. Yes, if you're going to do that, for sure. Good point.
So here is that part. You can just finick with this a little bit, make a little adjustment.
Finick with it, right? That's a new one.
That works, right?
Finnick. In that context, I'm not sure. You might be making something up. Finesse it. Make it finicky.
It's finicky, so.
Right. Finnick.
Is that not a word? Is that a word, guys?
I don't know if it's that word in that context. Where's our English majors here? They're the best, right? Vintage. I'm assuming this is Wendy saying I love K-dramas.
Yes.
It's funny how we can like know each other well enough and we're like guessing who Vintage is for the day. Like, oh, I'll bet that one's Korean, depending on what she says.
This is...
You guys might wonder why somebody or multiple of us are always on here as Vintage. It's because it gives us greater posting, editing power, right? You can link things. There's a lot more that you can do as Vintage than you can do as yourself. So,
yep.
There's a metaphor in that, I think.
The other thing, too, is we do need to hole punch this. So make sure that you do hole punch this as well. So I'm just hole punching the other end because one already has a hole.
Candy, you should be able to use rewards on this purchase for sure. Everything on vintage.com qualifies. I know Jean was having trouble with hers applying. If you're having trouble, just check out and we'll have customer care apply your rewards and remove them. So we'll just give you like a credit and then remove your rewards balance manually if you're having problems. Just because I know that the Rise AI stuff wasn't showing up. I'll have to look and see if this is a consistent problem with people not being able to use rewards today. I might have to put in a support ticket. So,
okay, so now we're going to do our wire portion. And this is where your adjustability is going to come in. I'm not going to be able to tell you what your wire length is going to be, but feel free to be generous. You're going to use up those ends. That's what I did. I gave myself a very generous amount, and then I just used up my ends.
That's interesting. Lisa said a lot of jewelers will tell you to address the piece when you need to refine something. So I'm guessing she means like talk to it. That seems like something
there was
that
something like that where it was so one of my videos somebody said like, oh, you should like do D&D with your future partner, like you might find that like intellectually stimulating and fun and like just like a fun hobby. And I told them about my dice thing. You know how like every time I've played I just get these ridiculously bad rolls. Yeah. And one person replied to that and was like, just speak with your dice. Talk to them. It just works. You need to persuade them. So for this side, we're going to put this in here and we're going to kind of like loop this through and pull it closed. And we're going to get it as tight and flush as possible. So I'm just pinching. And then I'll pull it tighter. And eventually we're going to whip out the pliers here in a second.
So I'm just telling Candy, I was just replying to Candy in here. If you have any problems with your rewards applying or any other freebies not going through right, make sure you email customer care at vintage.com so we can get it sorted out. I will tell you to do that, but I won't necessarily remember like while I'm on the live here, who was having an issue, what I told you you needed to do, or what I told you we would do for you. So that makes sure there's a record of it outside of this chat, because it's hard to find a comment later.
Yes.
They get all sorts of reordered, and you can't really search by person. So that is the best way.
So we're just pinching this.
Doug says bad dice is a sign of low intellect.
Bad dice?
Like, does intellect affect your roll?
My roll level.
Yeah, and I don't think that's true.
That seems like some pseudoscience there.
I think he's punking you.
That's some pseudoscience
I was
there.
like, okay, Why is it in the movie? Explain this to me because I don't gamble, right? Like, how is roulette always the game in like a James Bond movie or something? It's roulette and then they win big at roulette. Like, how is there any skill involved? It's like a guessing game, right? I don't know because I don't gamble. So maybe somebody can explain this to me. And I feel like dice is kind of that way, unless you're just like dropping it, right? Or like my favorite. I think I'm safe saying this because Hunter's never gonna watch this live. But one of the gifts that I got him is like a liar's dice game, right? But it's like with raccoons on it instead. You remember how we had that the Pirates of the Caribbean cup at Grandma and Grandpa's, that game, the board game. It was a dice game and it looked really cool.
You might want to return that.
Oh, did you get it too?
No, somebody else bought that.
What do you mean?
Somebody else bought that. I know somebody else bought that gift.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
How?
Somebody else bought, not the raccoon version, but they bought that same gift of the Pirates.
No way.
Like, not the Pirates of the Caribbean version, but also the same gift. So you might want to return that. Otherwise, we're going to end up with...
Well, with two of them?
Yes.
Well, maybe I'll give it to somebody else then as a gifty thing. Well, I guess it's a good thing I mentioned it. But anyway, so it made me think of, like, one of his favorite movies was... they end up in El Dorado, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway... Peggy says, consider the source. They have loaded dice in it.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Like, and there's that whole scene where they're like, you gave me loaded dice? He always liked games that were like that, which is funny. Peggy, consider the source. Which, objectively, both Doug and Ainsley are very intelligent people, so alas, I don't have the same mathematical brain skills that they do. I can do a lot of it on paper, never in my head, though.
Sometimes the other day, like, I had to learn this thing, and it was more difficult for me to learn it because I could just do it. But you have to show work on the process. And I didn't know how to show the work. I could just do it in my head. Because it like, the pattern made sense to me. So I could just do it automatically for the most part. If it got more complex, that'd be very difficult to do. Which is also why I needed to learn that process. But, like, my classmates, like, I'd finish the problems. And they were like, but how do you do that? And I was like, I don't know.
That's funny.
I really don't know. And it wasn't that hard to, like, learn. It just was kind of, like, annoying to learn. So you're like, I already know how to do this, but I have to, like, figure it out the way they want me to do it. Okay, so we're tucking this through, and then we're shaping this wire here. Then you'll just have to, like, fit it to your finger as you go.
I would say this is probably the most technical piece in your whole lineup today, right?
Yeah. And so this is, honestly, this part of it is like the hardest part. And so I just kind of fit it, tighten it, and kind of move it around based on my finger.
So now at this point, if you're planning on resining the inside, you would just expand it just a little bit before.
Yes.
Yeah. Peggy says math isn't everything. It is the universal language, though. I think there's just like a little bit of math and science in my brain that's underdeveloped, which is, you know, it's interesting though, because people are like, oh, I'm not gifted in this way. I think most people could understand to a pretty darn good degree, right? Like if with enough like puzzling over something.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like it's the emotional resilience to get through failure.
Yes.
And
Well, that's what they say about
yeah.
engineering is it's just literally just like pushing past like failure and just continuing. That's just literally what they say.
Yeah. And so I think that a lot of times when we say, well, I'm not good at this, and so you stop doing it, it's only your love of what you're doing, or it's your like need to do it.
Yes.
That makes you have the desire to push through the blocks, because I feel like
I'm
most
just pushing
people,
this over here out of the way, and we're gonna start on this side, and we're just gonna wrap up and around, and then we're gonna finish with a swirl. It doesn't need to be exactly like mine. I just kind of like winged it.
winged it.
Winged it. I am better at English than I am math, but I can't speak today apparently.
No, it's just you have your own vocabulary, and I love it. I give her a hard time for it, but I love it.
So we're just gonna twist it around, and
Peggy brought up a good point. We need to order a mandrel for the studio here. I have one at my home studio because I make a lot of rings.
yes, that would be very helpful. I was thinking how much I would like to use it.
It would make this part a lot easier, and you're absolutely right. We totally need one for
I was
here.
thinking that the entire time I was doing this process the first
You're
time.
like, dang it, there's no mandrel here.
I was visualizing it, even like I was like, this is exactly how I would use this to be able to do this.
And
also it would probably smooth out the inside a little bit as well, because
I'm curious, question for the group. If you have something that you want to do, are you apt to use the tools you have to just get it done, or wait for the perfect tool?
That's a good question. I will not wait for the perfect tool. I will just do it anyway on pure willpower. If you guys couldn't tell.
Oh, yes. I mean, I am work with what's in front of me. Even if I don't have like the exact piece, I'll do it to get it done. That's how we use our ingenuity.
Okay. So I'm tucked it under and I'm pulling it through. I'm just going to pinch it nice and flush. We do try and get this as flush as possible. And then I'm going to tuck it around this leaf here in a second.
So Monica said, I started out college as a math major. A bad series of professors killed that for me. What's been your experience with higher learning math?
Higher learning math has been fine, but lower learning math, their program's horrendous.
Yeah, so you're saying like in calculus, there's enough and there's good instruction.
And I actually overheard one of my classmates who's in the same situation where they're having to do both. I know that he's like older like I am, so he had to do trigonometry. He said, this isn't the case for me because I can just memorize stuff a lot faster, but I heard him talking to one of my other classmates saying how he has a better grade in calculus than he does in trigonometry.
Yeah.
Which I'm not that surprised by that because it's just so much to memorize and they do not teach it to you. You're expected to just learn it yourself. Which is crazy for their first year math program to be like that. Because these are the people who are usually not that good at math. And they're kind of on their own. And there was one of the teachers there. He's not the head of the program. He's like filling in for our teacher who is also the head of the program. And he's like, are you like... Because he was saying how he doesn't like that they treat them like kids in this program, too, on top of it.
Yeah.
In the class. He was saying, like, are you whining like a baby that you're not being treated like an adult? And the kid was like, yeah, actually I am. But also, I'm like, why do you feel the need to say that? Like...
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
pull out more emotional control.
But the thing is, too, is I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I know this guy, like, this kid who's saying that is older. I know he's, like, at least 22. When you're 22 and you're not 18, you do not want to be treated like a teenager in high school. Okay. Now, at this point, all we do is our little swirl. So you'll see like that. You could continue it if you wanted to. If you want to do something else, you totally can do that. But I'm just going to do the same thing. Keep it easy. Going to cut this off. This is going to be excess here.
Good point, Monica. Going back to our earlier conversations, she says, I will order the tool for the future, but we'll get it done however in the present. For sure. Like, especially if I'm going to make something over and over again, I will get the better thing later and just work with what I have to execute the idea.
I did not remember my glasses this time, guys, if you couldn't tell.
Just a bigger hammer. Looks, yeah. So Candy is saying her reward codes did not work with Shop Pay, but when I used PayPal, the codes worked just fine. I got my discount. I wonder if it's a Shop Pay compatibility thing. I noticed some of the things like, because you know, Shopify has all these third-party apps that are supposed to play nice together, and they don't always play nice. So I wonder if that's the issue.
Just flattening it out at this point to get it nice and flush to our piece. Okay. Then we go in with our other side, which is not all that technical. We're just going to go around and do the same thing. I feel like I might have a little less wire than I initially did. Yeah. But that's fine because we can just do whatever.
So use more than you think you're going to need.
But we'll see. We'll see. So no promises yet. This might still be just fine. I need to look at this for a sec. Wrap around and then around.
Yes, Lisa. We do a lot of work in R&D to make sure that we've got the best quality that have the vintage name on them, and then also anything that doesn't say vintage on it, but we source it for you guys. Because you know, not everything is going to be. We can't have everything with our logo on it. Although it would be nice to have more tools. That takes time and development. But there are a few things that we've been looking at carrying from the Beadsmith line. They do a really great job, and then of really sturdy, great product development. They've been a good partner for us over the years.
So I just pulled that over and under. We're going to tuck behind this leaf here. And I'm going to pull that tight while holding over here. We don't want to pull it through. Okay.
Yeah, so I wonder if it's like PayPal and or other apps that create an issue.
I'm sure this might be enough, like just barely enough. And then we're going to go over this little spot where the bead is. And we're going to come around. And then we're going to make our swirl right here at the top.
So yeah, I said this earlier, but guys, if you have problems with getting your rewards to apply, you can email customercare@vintage.com. And what Krista will do for you is remove your rewards balance from your rewards and then apply it as a credit to your order. So it's not like a forever fix. So make sure you're troubleshooting, because you don't want to have to do that every time. Kind of defeats the purpose if you do that every time you're placing an order. So if there's a certain app that they don't work well together, then I would suggest just while you're not using, while you're applying rewards, not to use that app.
Okay, so it wasn't quite enough, but we're very close to enough. I probably needed that little bit of extra that I cut off the other side to be on this side. So you'll see I just had literally, actually, this is literally the amount that I need on this side. If I had it, it would be the right amount. So I put the right amount, I just didn't allocate it properly.
That's funny.
But you just go in it and swirl this up a little more.
So now, when you put the beads on there, did you just put a dab of resin and stick them in there, or did you Loctite them?
When I added it, I filled them with resin, cured it. Then I added another glob and I put the beads on, and I did it slowly across because they're gonna fall off if it's not sitting upright. And then I cured it. And then I made sure when I cured it, I went to and did it upside down as well once they were semi-secure, so that it went through the little hole that's open, and cured it on the other side as well.
Coolio. All right, well, should we get back to our paint technique?
Okay. Bring this guy over here. So at this point, we're going to go in and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use different colors. This is definitely concentrated enough. If it's not this concentrated, repeat the blue, pale blue with the pale blue.
Pam, do you mean shop pay? Ooh. Monica says, well, it's 10 a.m. here, 12 degrees, and a beautiful sunrise out my window. That sounds pretty. Is it icy there? Snowy, like frosty, going with the theme?
Okay. Just gonna make sure these are nicely mixed up. I have metallic silver and metallic white. And I'm going to give you a couple tips here to make sure that this comes out really well for you. So we're going to use both of these colors, but we're not going to mix them at all. They're just going to kind of touch ends. This chair's going to drive me crazy. Can you fix the camera?
You want it to be more like on you? What do you want me to do to fix it?
Yeah, you fixed it. Just
okay.
But yeah, that was...
It's better.
It's better.
You think it's Shopify, Pam? Yeah. It's definitely good when it works, like people have been saying. Technology is great when it's when it's working.
Okay. We're going to do the same thing with our generous amount. This gets completely coated so that none of the brass is really like showing through. Spread that out, and then I'm gonna kind of pull it in together, and then we'll add more in a second here. Try and keep it somewhat separated. I'm just trying to connect the ends together. And then we'll need to make sure that we go back in and pop any bubbles. It's very important that this is patchy because we need our iridescent colors to show up. And by patchy, I mean like you have two distinct colors here. The iridescent,
segmented?
yeah. The iridescent colors will only really show up well on the metallic silver and not the metallic white. So that is why we need to make sure that there are like little sections of each color.
Okay, so different, and so they'll reflect differently depending on like the intensity. The intensity will be different depending on what's underneath of it.
Yes.
This is just so pretty, just watching the process, I think.
So obviously I need to add more color in. So I'm going to fill in
I think
these.
also you could probably zoom in just a little bit and still be on screen really well.
Add some more color here and there. I'll go back in with the other color as well.
Oh, so Pam, the difference between Shop and Shopify. Shop is a different app that works and integrates with everywhere. So that is a separate issue. If you're using that app, because like Shop will come up when I'm ordering from like Neiman Marcus.
Yeah.
Or any other website. So it is, Shop is its own app. And you don't have to log in with that. You can log in using your email.
I only really use Shop if I'm like not super familiar with the brand.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, okay, I can trust this a little more. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in with my metallic silver.
Sherry agrees with me. She says, it is, Jean. Every step is so beautiful. Oh, it's like watching a lake of liquid silver right now.
Trying to make sure this gets to the ends. Otherwise they will peek through. So trying to make sure those are covered as well on the sides.
So you want to story time it while you're painting?
Yeah, we can do the story time here.
So I was referring to the kinds of comments on YouTube that you're getting about how you're the most beautiful girl someone's ever seen. Right? And it just reminded me of the post you put out there with the your demographics, right? And the one where you're like, hey, where are all my girls at?
So first I made a video and I was like...
you're just waiting for that to dry.
Yeah, I'm letting it soak in a little better. And so first I made a video and I was like, oh, like I really like, I'm trying to like get to the girl audience like of Instagram. Like I'm really trying to like get over there. I'm like, so if you're a girl, please interact so I can get over there. Because right now, or at the time, my audience was 94% guys. Okay. And so I was like, I'm really trying to get over there. And so I'm like, please interact, please interact. And so instead of it getting to the girls, like maybe like one girl commented, some girls liked. It was mostly guys who commented and they're like, no, we're not going to let you leave our side of Instagram. You're stuck here. So I made another video about that. And then they're like, we're going to make sure that they're trying to get it so that they're 97% and not 94%. And I'm like, you're never going to be able to get to 100. And they're like, we'll get as close as possible. And the entire comment section, and this is my fault for my verbiage because I was like, oh, the men decided to infiltrate the comments and like all these things. It's like them sending like medieval gifs and memes at war. One of the girls who was there, she's like me with all the men in the comments, and it's just like a single soldier against like a huge horde. And then like anytime like a girl comments, they'll go in and they'll be like, get her. So it's
funny.
quite funny.
Humorous.
one of the girls didn't understand what the guys were like on about either, and they're like, they called her a witch, like, and she like took offense to it, and they're like, no, you're not understanding the joke, like, don't be so woke, like, it's like not about you, it's literally just medieval, like,
lore, right?
Medieval, like, referencing it's like part of the joke of it.
It's funny.
Just gonna tap up some of this stuff, and you're gonna see that blue's coming through again, and we're gonna make sure we pop the bubbles.
So I would say, like, of your followers, right, most of them that are, let's say, non-feminist have left the chat, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. A lot of the guys are like, they're like, oh, it's really impressive that the guys that you're referencing are like respectful and stuff for the most part, and I'm like, yeah, honestly it is, because it's like kind of hard to find, but it's also just because I'm very mean, and like, I'm not mean, I'm just very
you're tough on them.
very blunt and honest, and so if you don't want to hear that, it's not just they're gonna have to like have some form of like security.
Dang, this looks like sterling, I swear.
So we're just gonna do another layer of this after we dry it really quickly.
So if you wanted like to turn your piece like bright silver too, this is definitely the way to do it.
Oh yeah, and that's what it looked like. The first time I did it, I just like the iridescence just to get over
like
the edge.
over the top, right? So Peggy was wondering about the leaf. It's only available in this this variety pack that's on under the new section at vintage.com. But yes, I figured you knew that, Peggy. If it's something that a lot of people are interested in, so sometimes when we do these limited packs, we see what intrigues you, and if a lot of people are asking for this leaf, we could think about introducing it, or any of the other products.
Our fairy maiden is here.
Like her.
You're gonna put the other one off to the side, because it's hot, and then we're just gonna do her very quickly. Same thing, section it out, and then connect those sections together. Gosh.
What?
The seat, the squeaky seat that drives me crazy. And then the thing you need to be careful of on these is you need to get over the sides.
Was there was a video, I think, of you when you were a baby falling asleep, and you're going, like that, right? And I think recently you watched it, and you're like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, didn't you know that's why we called you Squeaker? Is because when you would go to sleep, you would sing yourself to sleep, and you sounded like a squeaking door, like a creaking, like the creak of a creaking door when it closes, is what you would do, is you would just create this sound to fall asleep. But don't dare let one of us try to sing you to sleep, because that's not okay. Oh, funny. Oh, so Pam says, Ainsley, am I too old for your social channel? I want to see you. Where is it? Hint, I'm older than Wendy by many years. There's no age limit, right?
There's no age limit, but I use some very interesting language. My mom said, like, what do you always say? You use,
Spicy? Yeah.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
We have and you guys have said the same thing. I think we've
sentence enhancers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I use a lot of sentence enhancers in my
rants.
In my rants. Yeah, a lot of them.
But it's kind of a mix between what, fashion
and just me like
and more of like
rants.
relationship woes, right? Or like, hey, be better.
Yes.
Mostly be better, guys.
Exactly. Which is why we get a lot of the really toxic.
You'll get toxic comments, but those people don't follow you.
Correct.
Right.
I will get toxic comments, and somebody said like something really, like they said like I hate, and then it was like a slur for Jewish people, and then I just basically was like, shame on you. We don't we do not invite any form of hatred towards anyone here.
No,
like,
nobody.
We don't like support any of it towards anybody. Okay.
They might those kind of people might follow her for a little bit, but then they quickly exit them.
Well, usually they're just like randos who found my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we're starting to see how this is looking. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing already. We do have a little bit of the brass peeking through still, so we just do one more layer to really get it there.
Monica says she uses a lot of sentence enhancers as well. It's usually when something makes you really mad about someone being like anti-women or that kind of thing.
So it'll be there or in a very joking way. I like if I'm having a conversation, in a very serious conversation with somebody on a personal level, I actually will not cuss at all. I won't do that because I don't think it's appropriate. But as part of my persona for the internet, I definitely use a lot of them. And my social, it's on Instagram only right now. I technically have YouTube, but I don't really post to there. Man, they're meaner on YouTube. One dude was just like, said something like, I don't know why she's doing this when she's not even pretty or something like that. Like along the lines of that.
Are you sure it wasn't sarcasm?
No, it definitely wasn't. Or like she thinks that she's all that. Like I didn't use it, and it doesn't have any of my other content. They would have no context for me being supposedly so arrogant. That's like another thing. Part of my persona is like I am just so like I have this massive inflated ego.
It's all in fun.
Yeah. It's just like my humor. A lot of people take me very seriously too, and it's really just I think it's humorous. A lot of what I'm saying is humorous, and the persona I put out is humorous.
I don't think so. Kind of, Taryn was asking if you blocked that troll, but
I don't block people.
Your followers tend to
they will
take care of it for you.
My people will come in once it's to like my public channel because like it goes through trial reels first, and they will say stuff. But also, I will just say stuff. I will just shame them. I'll be like, "Why are you doing this? That's messed up." I will call them out. Like
they'll get owned.
And a lot of times they'll delete their comment. I'll reply to them and it's just like, poof, gone. And disappeared in the universe. Alright. So we have her. I just like took a paper towel, absorbed the extra, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to repeat the process.
Connie's asking, did you say you need another layer of blue or silver?
It's the silver, and then we will go back in with the blue very last.
Okay.
But the silver, because we have little tiny bits of brass peeking out. You can kind of see it here. So we just need a nice little layer of the same thing again, and we're going to do the same process. We're just going to absorb it in a second. Make sure this is on screen. And same thing, we do need to make sure that we have a good amount of the metallic silver as well. We need that to get our iridescent to poke through. And connect it.
We are fluent in sarcasm as a form of comedy, for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing is people don't understand that I'm being sarcastic. Yeah. And sometimes people, like, in the comments will be like, do people not understand sarcasm?
Right.
Because I'm highly sarcastic.
Yes. And I think it just depends.
My smile on my face is a very big indicator to indicate that I'm being sarcastic. I'm just a bit facetious.
I think it's fun, and I think it's okay for it to be a low form of wit because it's entertaining. Like, I'm an equal opportunity. Like, I like serious films, but I also like entertainment just for the entertainment's value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it's that way with humor, too. There's some things that are just dumb humor, but I still enjoy them, even though they're not, like, super, like...
It's, like, oh, I'm this.
Right? Like, you can, like, there's dumb and dumb. There's times when you just enjoy dumb and dumber kind of humor. I don't know. Not everybody does, and some people are just, like, on a, like,
I think there's, like, a certain level of crude that I don't like.
No, yes.
But for the most part, most things are kind of funny.
Like, I don't really like suggestive humor at all. Like, it doesn't... Like, I don't find it funny, but, like, sarcasm, I would consider that kind of lowbrow, but I still find it funny.
I'm just going in and I'm adding some more of the metallic silver to make sure I have a lot of those dark points for my iridescence.
Peggy, you don't like comedies, so do you just save your wit for real life then? Just for the people around you? Because, Peggy, I think you're very witty. Especially... love
our favorite comedies are situational comedies.
Yes,
that's why we love K-dramas.
Yeah.
The situational humor is just so funny. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that like that. We have, if you can tell, there's a lot of swirl going on there. That's gonna be really great for our
So if you wanted to do, like, make the most of your time with this technique, line up a dozen pieces.
Yep, and have them all the same size a piece, otherwise your drying speeds are going to be very different.
Yep.
That's why I'm kind of doing these at separate little bits of time. And actually, she got a pretty dang good coat of the silver there. We're just going to go back in with a little bit.
Pam says, sounds like you're similar to the Colbert Report without politics.
Yeah. Zero politics in there.
But... funny and like just real,
just humorous and real and honest. Some of it's like more serious, some of it's not.
Peggy says yes, just for those close by. You've got some pretty good zingers for Doug. I appreciate it.
She's like, yeah, put him in this place.
Yeah.
I'm sure Wendy enjoys it too a lot. Get him.
Nothing like sibling rivalry for you. Do you ever, like, you're having, like, a kind of lively conversation, and then it lulls for a second, and then everything else in the room gets really loud?
Yeah.
Like, I just noticing the tick of the heater in here. You're like, oh, how did it get instantly so quiet?
Okay, I'm going to go in and we're going to absorb excess again. Just very gently tap. I'm not pressing hard. It's just like a gentle tap. And I'm going to absorb like any bigger pools, pop any bubbles, and then we'll lock this in here in a second. Oh, I can see another pool.
Ah, thanks, Peggy. She says, I do try to help my sisters. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Keep going. the side for a second. Try and dab some of this up. Also, if you ever find that your piece is getting clumpy or something like that, something I figured out is that you can literally just go in with your super big brush, dunk it in a large amount of water, and just swirl it around, and it should get those like larger chunks off there. You might have to repeat your process, but it's like a quick fix if it hasn't completely like
Gotcha.
grip to it. Okay. So pull this guy back. We'll go back in with our blue. This is just to redefine those blues. You can still see them in there, but we're just gonna get some extra. Spread this out, same as before.
Actually, like really loving that necklace on top of your sweater, because I think sometimes like these really like fairy things, you think, oh, I have to like just wear it on, you know, wear it on your skin or whatever.
Yeah.
But your thought also is this could be worn very long as well too, right?
Yeah, so my initial idea for this, my mom finished it before I could like execute it myself, which is why it was this, but is that this pink chain that I have here on my neck, I'll show you in a second once I get this spread out. Okay, you can zoom in on me specifically. So there's a little pink chain here that's sitting. And so what I would have done with this pink chain is I would have actually done it on the end, and I would have made this necklace very, very long, enough so that it can be double wrapped. And instead of it being even with your clasp right in the center of the back, your clasp is going to go to one side so that you could double wrap, and then you get that little pink chain showing.
I think if we've got time at the end of the live, I'd like you to show just like modifying
and
the
reason
design.
that I thought about this is because I had this necklace where I couldn't quite double wrap it, and so I used one of the trade bracelets to connect to the ends, and then I got that effect, and then I got another layer of beads there to add some interest, which I thought was really cool.
Fun thing to do is adapt it that way.
Okay.
So Peggy says the fairy is pretty at this point, but the leaf is over the top gorge. I agree. Yeah. We're gonna, like, Ainsley doesn't have to be like super like duper particular with the fairy, because we're actually going to cover that up with our next effect.
Absorb the excess.
So it doesn't have to be as like...
Pop the bubbles.
Particular, I would say.
Okay. Now we have some nice blue in here. Brought back. I feel like there's a little hair that got stuck on this, which is really bothering me, but I don't have any tweezers. So just try and make sure there's no like fuzz on your piece. I got a little piece of fuzz here. That's
if you run into that before it's like completely cured, I'll just take pliers. I don't think you don't need to do that right now, but I'll sand it out and then just patch in that area.
Yeah,
is a good fix.
I'm just gonna dry this, and then we're gonna go in with our final step.
It's interesting because I think one of your followers was like, oh, I suppose I should zoom this out a little bit.
No, it's fine.
Was talking about how are you going to make this work for darker winter colors? And I think it still works. Your hair color.
I did go slightly more blue this time than like green, but like I still really like it. Okay, and this is the final magical step. I need to have all three of my iridescents: aqua, violet, and iridescent blue. this lady to the side of my fairy, getting her out of the way. I'm just coating her with blue really quickly so she can soak that up. Okay. And then...
Oh, look at that. I found the scissors.
They were right next to her, guys.
They were under things, though.
I'm just dropping my 3 colors on the tray. Not the tray. On my silicone mat.
I wonder if anybody else does this. I won't, like, look too frantically for something that I'm missing. I will do without it, and then when I go to find it, I will just clean. And then it just appears when I start putting things away. If it doesn't appear before that.
Okay, so I have my 3 iridescents on my mat. I'm gonna use a small bristle brush this time instead of my silicone. I'll show you which one it is in a second. The colors are pale blue, metallic silver, metallic white, iridescent aqua, iridescent blue, and iridescent purple.
Yep, and Lisa, if you want a list of those, if you go to the new section on vintage.com, they're all listed inside that product.
Yep, there's a new color effects kit for it. So now at this point, we're just going to go in with our iridescents and we're going to keep these sectioned. Out. Just do little sections. Because this is how we get it to be so crazy, vibrant, and colorful. Just clean your brush just by dry wiping it off. Going in with my aqua now.
Thank you, Jean. I think Ainsley knocked it out of the park with this effect. I was like, you know, because you think you're pretty confident that we've kind of done most of the effects out there, right? And then, nope.
And then the purple. Just fill in the rest of the spots that are empty. And you really
Awesome,
can
Jean.
start to see the variegation, or the variegated colors in here. Then you can go back in with some of, if you want to add a little bit more touches of any of the other iridescents at this point.
Ah, there's a chance. Jean says, I would love to see this maple leaf on the shop. There is a chance we get enough requests that we could look at putting this in the lineup. I think the
Okay.
fairy as well as would be a good addition.
But look at that beautiful coloration there.
And now at this point, you just let it dry, right?
You let it dry, you'll soak up a little bit of it in a second, but I let it kind of like...
Let's do the hammer. Now remember, I did add the eye pins to the set, so we can use those. And I also did the smaller jump rings because we had those in antique. So I think we can talk about the silvers at this point.
I just have my fairy to the side
you gotta
here.
finish that guy, or
she's basically done and ready for you.
okay, so she's ready for the next effect to go on top of her.
Except for I can't pick her up. I'm trying to get her picked up, but she's got the paint under her.
We'll just move this whole thing over.
Ah!
We'll just move the whole
This way.
whole mat over.
Okay. All right. I'm not done with this, so please do not take it.
You're not done painting?
I was trying to tell you, like, this does need to sit for a couple seconds, but I do need to absorb some of it.
Ah, I see.
So we can't just, like, take it away.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, we're going to have pools on here, and we don't want that.
No pooling, ladies.
So I'm going to absorb just little bits into my paper towel here. And we're just looking for those, like, super pooled up spots.
So Jean says it almost looks crusty, doesn't it? Does it end up looking that way with your finished piece? I don't think as much.
No, it doesn't look crusty.
Yeah. So it might be just because she hasn't absorbed it yet.
Also, it's just there is the one spot where there is that hair there that does make that small part right here
A little bit of fuzz.
Because of, that's not supposed to be on top of it. But it should be completely smooth, but we're just making sure we absorb little bits of excess here and there.
So that will avoid it looking like too thick or chunky,
Yep.
or like she said, it does look a little crusty right now, and I think that is just because of the excess that's on there. Good to know too. Like, I think it's important that you how you're addressing this with absorbing and not leaving it too thick, because you're not obscuring the details of your piece.
Yeah, and that's like something that I thought was really important to this piece, is trying to not obscure the details.
Because it has such beautiful veining in it.
Yep. So I do try and like look at it from different angles to try and see where some of that paint is really collecting.
Lynn says, love this icy look. Which, yeah, I think did you FaceTime me with it? And I was like, oh my gosh.
I FaceTime you, but you couldn't see the detail at first, and you're like, maybe you should like relief it or something.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like,
You're like, no.
what are you talking about?
And then you showed me in the light, and I was like, oh no, don't relief it. You don't need to.
I was like, what do you mean? That's like the point. I'm gonna get rid of all of my work.
You're like, no. Connie says, do you use the iridescence on the fairy? Yes.
Yes, but we're gonna cover it up so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, it does show through though. Like, I'll show you how it's important on her. Like, you do still see it. So yes. Yes, yes, yes. Do all of those. You'll follow the same process of all of the things on even the pieces that we put blue on. That makes sense.
There's a bubble.
But we don't really need to demonstrate that because you're seeing how to do it on the leaf.
I'm just gonna hit that really quickly. I'll just tap her a little bit. Tap her a little bit. I'm just gonna go in really quickly with these other colors. Blue, aqua, and violet. And then I'll just bring my brush back in. Same thing, section, section, section.
So I think after you're done with this, we will show maybe the construction on the necklace, and then I will do adding the other colors to it after that's dried.
Yeah. But here is this guy. It's not completely dry, but you're really getting the feeling of that it's not really that thick feeling, besides obviously this one spot where there's that little hair.
Yeah. And
From a distance, you can't even tell.
I think that the leaf, right, that took a lot longer, but on the earrings and, not earrings, your ear cuff and this other leaf, this one, and your fairy, those took a lot less time because you got less surface area. Yeah, because you don't have
to cover as much.
Right.
And that's why we recommend do it all at the same time. Your dry process is going to be same size all together. If you bought bulk of something, that would be what we would recommend for it. Also, the deeper the grooves, it's a little trickier with the deeper grooves because it's harder to get the silver to cover the raised portions. Which is why I recommended the one tip, because it's really easy to get super gloopy. So just a reminder of what I said. If your piece is super chunky or something like that and you need to quickly fix it, you would just wet this nice and wet and then scrub it down. It'll still retain some of the color, but it's going to get up all those lifted edges off of your piece there.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is focus in on the findings pack. So while those are drying, if you want to pop that up on screen, what they get for the silver.
Yeah.
And then we can go into like how you hammered some of the elements.
Yeah, it's pretty close to ready, but let me move this. Alright, this guy over here. That water is slowly disappearing.
I know, we need to add some more.
Dry air.
There you go.
Where's the findings pack?
The findings pack? We don't have one. We just have, you just need to pop up the photo.
Oh, the photo. Okay.
So we put, oh, awesome, Lisa. There are some really great things on the new section that usually has all of our bundles on there, which are always a great deal. And then, you can use your rewards points on them. You can earn points on them. But yes, great place to shop anything that's been newly introduced. So yeah, we put together a really great deal for you guys. This is 147 pieces, and part of that is a foot of chain, right? We've considered that as a piece. So you get, let me just open up the description here for this guy. You get 2 feet of this chain.
It's also written here.
Right? Don't give me that. You get 2 feet of one of the chains, 1 foot of the other, and tons of jump rings, tons of eye pins. You can go back out to the screen. Did you do Carter on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the heck? Oh, okay. So this is one of the chain styles. This has not been on the warehouse sale.
It has not been.
So this has not been featured, so you will have not seen that yet, and it is also not on the website, I believe. Because when I looked for it, it wasn't there.
So it's a little, kind of a unique hammered finish to it, which is really pretty. Also, why is this photo? Oh, sorry, I sent you the wrong photo. If you look, the jump ring shape looks different on the photo you just popped up. That's not the right one. That's okay. That photo was featuring oval jump rings. They are the round ones. So they're antique silver jump rings and lots of head pins, lots of eye pins. Check it out. But I thought we would do a little bit of your earring
example.
Example. because you use the same thing on your necklace too, where you've done the
I thought we used head pins for
fronts.
this.
I did on the earrings. I used eye pins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for this, we did you put your bead on first? Did you do the same effect as I did?
I made a little frond. I made little stems.
Oh, yours just hung out because the way I do
Yeah.
it is different depending
Yeah.
on so
Here's
if you were going to put a bead on this,
Go ahead and do that for that.
just wait. If you're going to put a bead on this, you do not put your bead on first. You could crack your bead and it will sit lower than you want it to.
Gotcha.
So we can either just hammer this. If you were to go in and add your bead after, you would have to take this and you would just clip this off. And you would adjust for about how much space you needed for your bead. So I would need about this much space for my bead.
Take the cart off.
Because I need to make my loop again. So I know that you could mark it here. I'm just gonna visually keep this in mind. You could also, tape this down and that would be very helpful too, but I'm not going to because of course not. Let's do it the hard way. We're just gonna hammer very generously and hard. And I'm gonna keep hammering until I get to the point that I want it to be at. Don't be afraid to use the other side to create interesting indents. Okay, so I'm gonna test at this point. You're gonna have to test this just to see like, oh, the bead hole size and where it's gonna sit on here. So look it's still just going straight down. I know I need to hammer way more. Way more. It's not wide enough. Okay, we try it again. And that is pretty dang good. I'm gonna go back in. I want the bottom part to be even more flattened. So it's just kind of more tapered out. And I don't mind that this is sticking up because I do like the dimension it adds when you have multiple of them together. Let me grab my bead. It's running away from me. Okay. So now we have that, and I'm gonna tighten this just ever so slightly here, just a little bit. Put her back on, and we'll just do our very last step.
And this is for the necklace, right?
Yeah, but you can do this process for anything else.
Yep. It would be the same thing for the stems.
That did not fold where I wanted it to. I think I want to make this a little stiffer over here. So this is just kind of like a minor adjustment point. And it's going to be harder for the larger the hole that you have. This, I don't even think I used this bead for this, but...
Isn't that what's on your necklace? I'm looking from over here. Where
with
did you
one of the
use it?
stems?
Yeah.
No, I only used the very small bead. See? Small bead, small bead.
You just, yeah. My bad. You could use, what do you need? Because I've got all the beads over here.
Well, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, like, it's hard. It's going to be harder the larger the bead that you use.
Gotcha.
And then we just make our loop. Did you steal my chain nose?
Probably. I had
Yes,
to make
you
my
did.
poinsettia necklace.
She stole them.
You're a little off screen. You're like verging toward the, getting towards the top of it.
And to anybody who says, why do you use the looper? You can't make a wrap loop. I just made a wrap loop.
That's simple loop, actually.
Or, sorry, why do you use a loop? You can't make a simple loop.
Yes.
This is, yes I can. We just use a looper for convenience. And I definitely use the looper for this part of the chain. No way I was doing every single one of those, especially because this chain, this metal is a little thicker, so it's like you use even more strength.
Yes. So let's swap out for a minute. I will do the effect on the fairy, and then we will go through wrapping up. You can go through the construction of the necklace and etc.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Yes.
Woohoo! Take a break. Hey guys, don't mind the smoky eye today. I was like getting a little glittery. So, for fun. All right. So, we've got, let me get this swapped out so that we don't get this area too dirty. And get your comments up here in case you have any questions. Okay. So, at this point, we've got the fairy, which, let me just grab... There we go. So there's a couple pieces done this way with this technique. This piece and then this piece. So I'm going to demonstrate it on here. And what I'll do at this point is make sure that we get any kind of excess cleaned off the sides and back so this isn't getting all goopy. And then I'm going to relief this and bring out some of the high points of the brass. So the main reason, like obviously that effect was really beautiful on here too. But since she's sitting on top of the leaf, I wanted to make sure that there was some contrast to really bring out the details. So there's 2 additional colors that we've used that are included in the set, which one is black and the other one is metallic blue. So I'm just going to put a little bit of those on my mat. So what it isn't stealing if the items are community property. Yeah, but if it's like, I feel like everybody takes like ownership of what they're using at the time. And like I'll have my own set of chain nose pliers, or there are multiple ones, and I will sometimes grab the ones that were in front of her out of like convenience. So, I don't know. Is it theft? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so all I'm going to do is we just want to create a little bit of... This is why Ainsley was saying, well, it's not not super particular or not as important to have the iridescence just perfect or on there with this technique, because we are going in with an additional layer of technique. And you notice I'm using the paper towel, and that's because I don't want to over like color this. I don't want to like get too much on there. So I'm just using the littlest bit of blue, metallic blue and black to bring out some of these finer details in her. And then I'll just relief it again, bring out some of these highlights, and there we go. So Ainsley was saying, well, we don't really need to put the iridescent on, but you can see, you see some of this purple in here, and you see some of those still coming through. In particularly on this fairy, I think. See if I can get it on camera. And turn it. So you're gonna see, look at, there's some of that blue and purple, and the iridescent sheen does shine through. So this one we did the same process. Ainsley did the same thing that she just showed you on the leaf. And then we went through with these two colors and just lightly antiqued it and wiped most of it away. And that way you get that really deep contrast, which was pretty. So I kind of went back and forth. Do I want to add these colors to the effect set? But I think it's like 2 ways to do the effect. And so ultimately I put those in the set too. But you can see how this original piece that she did, oh my gosh, how gorgeous. And then just by adding the little bit of this contrast, she really stands out, but still feels like she's part of the same color family. Okay, let me get this. While we're waiting for Ainsley to come back, I'm gonna scooch this over and get this set back up, and I can go through the construction on these pieces so she doesn't have to do it. So for this piece, I just did a leather choker. Zoom out just a little bit. Really, she could go on a chain. I thought this one would look really cute, kind of shorter. Let me see. So you can kind of see, I thought a short necklace could be pretty, kind of like this length, and then especially if you're wearing it with like other layers, that could look really good. It looks really nice with a scoop neck. So I just did a single strand of turquoise leather, and then I finished out the ends with silver findings. So I used this etch jump ring, and then here I've just punched a hole and have used that to secure the ends. I wanted to do something a little bit more streamlined. And then the same beautiful finish on this leaf. Just gorgeous, right? And then this is the bead that Ainsley was talking about. She added resin to the original. This is what they come like, right? More faceted. And then she added a layer of resin on here, which I don't think we're gonna have time to show today, but you get the idea. It just gives it a little bit more like crystal ball effect, a little bit more matte effect on it. And this is just jump ring, eye pin, jump ring, added a hole here, jump ring, jump ring, jump ring. So pretty, super easy. Do you mix the metallic blue and black together before applying? No, Connie, I just do them in layers. So I took a little bit on my paper towel here and dipped it in the antique and rubbed it in. So a little bit of the blue, then a little bit of the black, and wipe most of it off. So just in layers, and some of it's gonna mix during the process, but you don't have to blend them. And in fact, it's better that you don't, because the black kind of overpowers everything. Perfect, you've got the rest of the stuff, so we're ready to go over construction. I already did this one.
Okay, you talked about,
yeah.
Oh, I do need to
We're not gonna have time.
Show that? Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna have time. I told them they get the idea. Do you wanna hand me the earrings, and I can go over those while you're getting ready for the next thing? They're on your ears, by the way. Oh, and the ear cuff too. Because I did make these, so I will go over how they're put together. So we just use this same technique for making these paddles. We just used the eye pins and flattened them out, and then I did them at kind of like varying lengths.
Oh wait, sorry, wrong person. Christine said, looks like old glass painting.
Yeah. old glass pane, probably your bead. Okay, so, and then I just had an additional eye pin that went up through here that I curled down. Jump ring and another bead, ear wires. So this piece, I might want to do that. Where did the eye pins go that I gave you to demonstrate with?
These?
Yeah, but I gave you a pile of them.
They
and you
should
only
be
used
somewhere
one.
over there.
Yeah, they're missing. Okay, so I'm just gonna do these really quick. Oh, low battery. We need the charger. Okay, great. So I'm just going to cut these at different lengths. This is going to go so super fast. I figured it's worth demonstrating. Just set down. So we're just going to do 3 different lengths. Leave the eye pin loop at the top. And then just do this quick little hammer. And really I got this earring idea from looking at Ainsley's necklace, which is cool. So then we're going to take one more eye pin.
You took the entire, oh, that.
I did not. Peggy said that it's not stealing if the items are communal property.
There's supposed to be 2 sets of pliers. I think she lost one of the
I told it,
pairs.
no, they're right in here in your tool bin. I said, I will take the blame for that.
Yeah, because there is multiple
they're in
sets.
front of you. There's a set for me, right?
Yeah, of 2. We're supposed to each have 2.
Okay, so let me get this out of the way now that we're done with that. Okay, and I need a couple of jump rings. But don't.
They're all over here. Which
Yeah.
size do you want?
JR20s. Okay, there we go. All right. Here we go, guys. Just closing these up. Because I realize this would be kind of hard to explain what to do without doing it. And this is another one that makes people mad, this technique. Because they're like, why wouldn't you just do a wrap loop? Because I like this look. Okay, so we're gonna do this about a finger width up. This doesn't have to be super precise. Bend her back, just coil, right? And the idea is to get this to sit down into the jump rings. And then it just makes this kind of cool wrap loop effect looking thing. So you just keep turning until it sits down inside here, just like that. So these could really be like flower stamens or jellyfish or whatever. But so as you can see, when we get the jump ring put in there, it's got this really nice detail. All right. Well, we can trade back. You can go over like the construction of this piece that you're wearing and then your adaptation.
Has the construction of everything else been talked about?
Yep. Not the ear cuff, but that's pretty easy.
I'll just show it really
Yeah.
quickly then. Alright, so we have the ear cuff here, just simple attachments, obviously the resin bead, and then this has the same effect on this leaf.
And then I just used a couple of the colors to antique that cuff.
And then for the construction of this, it is normal necklace once you're connected here. So you'll have to hole punch a hole here and a hole here. Then you'll connect her with another JR20 into here and into here. And then you'll connect your chain, JR20, and then you'll connect all the way up to here. This is just using the eye pin connected into here and here. These are just linked up like rosary chain. And I used the one-step looper tool because no way am I doing every single one of those, especially not with the silver. And then this is more where we have to pay attention. So this one, hole punch, hole punch. This tip, hole punch, hole punch, hole punch, hole punch, hole punch. If you want to, I'm gonna hold this for about 15 seconds and I will let you screenshot this so that you have a good idea of where to hole punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You know they can pause
11,
it, right? If it's on the
12.
replay.
Well, not if they're doing it right now. 13, 14, 15. They can also fast forward like by 5 seconds on the library. Go over that. Okay. I have 2 chains. Okay. 2 different chain strands here. Just different lengths. And the same thing on this end here. Then we have our like little bell leaf. This jump ring is connected right into the eye pin through this. And then these 2 pieces are connected. You can tell I did a normal, a little bit of chain, a normal, and then we have the smaller bead here and made it into paddles. Then this branch is painted with the same effect, except for I did add a little bit of black to antique it. And then normal connection and normal connection. Just normal stuff going on there. This is pretty normal. Just chain in the bead. Chain and the beads hooked in there. And then this is an eye pin. I connected all of these in here first, just straight into that eye pin right there. And then I looped it, because it'd be hard to like tuck them in if you did it after. So make your paddles, hook them in, then thread your bead through and make your loop. And then for here, normal, same thing, thread your bead through first and then make your loop. And then this is just like hooked in to our eye pin right there, and same with the chain. I just did it on either side of the bead, so it does that like cool little hang off. Then back to the chain I showed you earlier. So that's that construction.
Yeah, and that's like the close-up of the beads is you can tell why Ainsley wanted to use the looper for doing that section.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. So utilize your looper. And they're little.
Yes.
These are little teensy,
You will hurt your hands if you try to do it. You might even break it without the looper, if I'm being honest.
So you know what, Connie, we can show you how to wear your ear cuff and how you put it on and off after you finish with the necklace. She's saying she's never used one. So we can demonstrate that for you, Connie.
Do I really have to construct this very second?
No, if you don't want to.
Just have to cut all the chain and
No, you don't have to cut it.
I know I do because I need to know the length. I need the chain though. You have it. We'll see if this is enough. I don't think this is gonna be enough. No, that's not enough chain.
How much do you want?
I'm more than this, like half a foot more than this.
Okay. So, how's that?
Slightly less than this. That's about right. Okay. This is just gonna be about for my neck. You're just gonna have to estimate it for yourself.
Right. So this is just kind of an alternate idea of how to wear this guy.
Yeah. So I'm taking my chain. Nothing is split in half yet. With this, and I'm going to just gonna Frankenstein this and pull this right off of here because I'm not redoing that.
Of course not.
That would be psychotic, and I am not that psychotic. Also, tip with these silvers, don't open and close them a ton of times. They will break if you keep on opening and closing and opening and closing. Do it a very minimal amount.
Plated metal is more brittle than non-plated metal.
So try and stick it to 2 open and closes if possible, and keep it as small as
also
possible.
Using the looper will put less strain on the plating than if you were doing it with your round nose pliers. Do you want to zoom out? Peggy's saying she can't see anything.
Oh, yeah. I'll do it in a second. I just need to get this off of here. It's not a step they have to do. Okay. So all we're going to do is we're going to connect it to one of our sides here. So we have this connected. Just thread it through, get in. And then on our other side, we're going to add a jump ring and a clasp. Can you give me a clasp?
Just take it from here. Just give it to me. No, I'll take it off.
No, it's fine. It's just going to waste time to do that.
It will waste less time than me trying to find a random clasp in here.
Okay, I have my tool back.
What did you hand me one?
There should be another chain though somewhere.
Yeah, right there. I have only used one today.
Okay. We're gonna hook this in.
Why can I only see half of your... Oh, it's because you're leaning over. I was like, why was she like half on camera?
And thread this through. Close it up. Take our other side here.
Did you show them where the holes were punched at the top of that pendant too?
They should have seen that, yeah.
Peggy wants to know how long the longest dangle on the necklace is.
Here. I'll hand you these. Alright. So now we have a piece of chain with this.
Looks like that's about 60 millimeters.
So we have this and it's hooked off to the side. I might make this pink section a little longer. I actually had not finished it. I had only done part of it, but I would definitely make it longer for this style.
Okay, so
Now I'm gonna measure it. Can you go full screen? Actually, I just need you to like adjust it. So I'm gonna get it so that these hang evenly as possible, so that I know where I should clip on this end. So I have my halfway point. So you should be splitting the pink in half, not where the clasp is. And we're left with this.
nice.
Then we'll just hook this back into our...
So here's a little tip working with this chain. I found that it's easier to actually open the chain and put it on top of the jump ring because they do open and close. There's one link there, you want to take that off. So you would just open and close that link like a jump ring and put it right over your JR20 using 2 pair of chain nose pliers. Do you want to change to split screen again? Ainsley's got her serious face on right now. Concentration. What is that rhyme that they do on the playground?
Concentration, 64, no repeats or hesitations. I will start, then you. Subject is, insert subject name.
And what's the point of the game?
You're supposed to like say words
That do with the
that
subject?
have to go with the subject, and then whoever fails to come up with it within like the
Uh-huh.
loses.
That would be kind of a fun Christmas game to play, I feel like.
Then
But only like you and Xavier would participate. Everybody would be like, oh, I'm too tired. So you might be wondering why we're taking the time to do this, but I felt like it was important that Ainsley's original design concept got executed, because when she came back to the studio, she was like, that's not what I intended for that. Because I was putting the rest of it together so we could get it photographed and out on time. And I was like, we'll just do that. We'll just change it on the live.
Okay.
And then
So
you can
like I
see.
said, I would add more pink to the rosary. I'd probably make it like a bracelet like 7.5 inches long. This is probably like 5 or less. But you'll see the concept here. I'm gonna go big screen. Can you fix that? So we have it very nice and long like so. Very cute.
Also really cute on your sweater.
Or we can go like this. I'm gonna unhook it. Cross it around. See.
How many feet of chain do we need to execute it like this? Do we need more than 2 feet of that chain?
We can measure in a second.
Yeah, because I might add a little bit more to that silver bundle if we need.
Then it can be like this. Or you can have it like this. Obviously I have a sweater on, so I didn't do it. I made it bigger so that it actually would sit properly.
Cute idea.
Ta-da!
So yeah, you can do that chain attached in between there already or not.
Just do the
Looks
side
like-
without the beads and you'll get
12, 15, 24, plus 3 plus, well, what's 24 plus 6? 30 inches.
so like
So-
2.5.
Yeah. So we'll probably add just like
That was also longer than it needed
3
to be.
feet. Yeah. I mean, I think 24 inches probably is enough to do this concept, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
because that was obviously not a double stack
Sure.
short necklace. For
Right.
me.
I think it would look better actually double stack shorter, but
That's also what was my
Yeah.
intention. It's just hard to like estimate it properly
Sure.
like right away on the live.
so let's do.
And also this sweater is very thick, so
This
it's
is what I'm
throw it
gonna
off
do
as well.
actually, just because I want to give you guys the most flexibility in this. And I know this is a overstock chain, so we're gonna be super generous, and I'm going in right now into products because we haven't shipped any of these out yet, and I'm gonna add another foot of that chain in there. So you're gonna get 3 feet.
You're gonna get an even bigger discount, guys.
Even better deal. Change description to say 3.
Because that's like another $7 discount.
Yep.
So it's like a $25
Yep.
discount instead of $15.
Oh, it's way more than that because this is a $60
Oopsie.
value. What's the oopsies?
Accidentally touched Peggy's comment. Great, thanks, Jean.
Anything else? Oh yes. So now that you're in full screen, if you want to put your earrings and cuff back on, and you can show them.
This is not the right sweater to wear with.
I was like, how's that gonna work today? But I made that choker your size. It doesn't even fit me.
I'll show them like so. Okay, guys.
I kind of showed it, and it's fine. I kind of showed it earlier. But I was saying that we were gonna show Connie.
There you go.
Oh,
You
that
can zoom
looks cute. Yeah. Okay, and then let's show the earrings and cuffs so we can show Connie how you put it on. So yeah, anybody who ordered the Findings bundle, we're putting 3 feet in there.
Where's the other earring?
Maybe did you?
I gave it back to you.
But was I over here? I was over there.
This is why the clutter drives me crazy.
Just put the cuff on with it on that
So
side.
switch
You don't really
sides.
need both of them on. It's probably just under something that we were demonstrating with because it's not over here. Okay, so go ahead and turn your head sideways. Don't put it on yet because we want to show, Connie is asking about putting it on. And yes, I do spread it out a little bit. Slip it over the ear,
Needs to be wide enough to fit through.
right? And then
That's wide enough for me.
you can leave it. Turn your head sideways so you can kind of see a little bit more.
I mean, that is sideways, but.
I mean, profile
So
view.
I would tighten it from here.
Yeah, so then you just press down.
Press together, not down. Pinch.
Okay, that's semantics, but okay. And then it will fit nicely.
Then take it off, you would just pull it with 2 fingers, separate it a little bit.
And that's how you do your cuff. Pretty easy.
I'm taking this off immediately because I feel very unbalanced with one earring on. And that is not the side I would wear one earring on, like a long earring on, to balance my face. Okay, anything else before we finish up? Any other questions?
Here, you can model my kit of the day.
And we didn't talk about the piece of leather, but this is available on the website as well. This
Turquoise, yeah.
turquoise leather is there.
Yeah, so I did not, I can put the link in the comments here for you, Sherry. Earlier as well, I did talk about the leather, how it was constructed, but we didn't put the link in here. So, here, you want to tell them like, how this has been going. I just made this today while we were on during the live. That's my inspiration for the poinsettia kit of the day. And so we just had like 3 of these left. So if you guys want, like every day that we're releasing designs, which we did it Monday through Friday this week, we've just put those up available on the live shop. And so you can find, or not live shop, up on vintage.com. I'm so used to saying that. So there's 3 left of each kit. If there's any that are your favorites, you can grab those on vintage.com. And I'm going to get that leather link here and get that put up for you.
Also, here's that dry one.
Gorgeous. The face on the leather. Not the leather, the face on the leather. Okay. Yes.
Same process as the fairy.
Yep.
So it's the same exact process. Same. I did the ice fairy effect on it, and then she went over with the metallic blue and the black.
Do you want to pick up the piece that I did? The actual one that I demonstrated on? Yeah. So if you are watching the replay, you can, I've shown how to do that technique, which is the same that I used on that fairy on this one. So just rewind a little bit and I demonstrated how to do an additional layer of antiquing on top of Ainsley's already gorgeous effect for contrast. Okay,
Yep.
It's the same technique that she used on the leaf. And then we let that dry and we just buff in some black and metallic blue in order to bring out the details.
And then you also reliefed.
I did relief it to bring out a little bit of the brass because we wanted good contrast.
Yes, it is a new piece. You've never seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, this is, so some of these are potentials. They're only available in the bundle. If there are any fan favorites in here, we will consider adding them to the line. So.
Get my face out of here. So you can see her face.
Yeah, she's really, really amazingly gorgeous. She comes with 1 hole on the top. And we just added the hole on the bottom. So. Yes.
Yep, there's some limited pieces in this kit that we'll consider
Everything
offering.
is limited except for the 2 leaves that are on the ear cuff and drop.
What about the ring? Is that limited too?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so it's the only piece that we do carry that come in this bundle are
the 2 leaves.
The leaf that's on the bottom of the ear cuff. That's it. And then everything else is exclusive to this bundle. Yeah, so I think kind of the standouts that we've heard are the fairies and this big leaf.
Yes.
I like this branch too.
Me too.
But I think this
really
one,
loved
it would
working
have
with
to
it.
maybe retail around $7.
It's a very thick piece.
I'm not sure or not if we would release that, but we will see. But yeah, they're
So
very
definitely,
beautiful.
if you purchase
them up.
this and you like it,
Yeah.
just send a message. Maybe put it in DIY with
And I want to
vintage.
see, let me just check the stock level real quick of the bundles, because it takes a while to get an actual release out. We can do these bundles pretty quickly, but when we actually do it on retail and wholesale, we
You
have
have
to
to
do
add
bin
codes,
quantities,
yeah.
codes, like there's a lot of work and prep work, and just getting in enough stock to make sure that it's ready to go out. So that's going to take some time. There are only 4 in stock, so if these have really resonated with you, pick them up while you can, because it will be a long time before these see introduction, like months probably.
Yes.
At least 2 months, because we've got a whole lineup ahead of that. So anyway, but yes, so
Any final questions?
oh, you know what? I didn't undraft the poinsettia mix. I guess I should do that. Active.
I like your emoji choice, Sherry. Your snowflakes are very cute. Oh, also, guys, don't forget to like the live. That helps us a lot. So if you can drop us a like, that would be great. Or even if you could share it, that's even better. I'm super grateful for all of your help to push our content.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not seeing any more questions pop through, so I feel like we can live if you just want to join me to say goodbye.
Oh, say goodbye. Can zoom out a little bit. So I don't have to crowd in there as much.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure as always. Don't forget to pick those up while the supplies last, and let us know if you have a favorite in there.